Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50 plus years. Let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales, a Nassau Community College Foundation production on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Aurora Workman. I am president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. I am here with my friend and co-host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, a proud graduate of Nassau Community College, and together we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Each week, Aurora and I will introduce you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experience here at Nassau Community College, along with the secrets to their success. If you, our listening audience, has any positive news you would like to share about Nassau Community College alumni, engagements, births, graduations, weddings, and/or accolades, email us at alumni@ncc.edu and we will shout you out.
Today's guest is Steve Urso, class of 1986. He's also a Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America sales consultant and an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department here at Nassau. Professor Urso developed the Wine and Spirits program and is a proud alumni of Nassau Community College. Welcome to Lion Tales, Steve Urso.
Well, good evening, ladies, and I am beyond excited to be here. I almost feel like I should roar like a lion.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what it is. We need some roaring.
that's right. We have those stories. So we're going to just jump right into your story. Having graduated from here, you come back and you work here, have a great successful program, and then you go off and you work again, and you come back, you're an adjunct professor. You know, where did your interest come from in this hospitality field?
Well, I'd like to say, first of all, that my family was always in the food business. On my mom's side, they were in what we call the latticini or formaggio business, which is cheese product, Italian, ricotta, mozzarella, and all. But so I always grew up, being around food service. So I knew that my career would probably be somewhat in the food service industry.
Nice.
And how did some of the home economics classes get you interested in special events and catering?
Yeah, so back in high school, I took a special, the home economics class, and I'll never forget that, all the guys, would make fun of me because I went from playing football to getting my hands dirty in the kitchen. But while doing that, there was an opportunity. We were going to... Newsday was having a special high school competition. So we were trying to get involved with the community, and so me with a few other students, we developed a special events program where we went and cooked for senior citizens in our community, and put us in at second place. So that was the first time that I really got involved with doing special events and that kind of nature that got me excited in the industry.
Do you remember the meal?
Do I remember the meal? Well, yeah, actually, I think I do. It was, some kind of chicken and pasta dish and, like that. Lots of vegetables.
Very nice, very nice.
And what were the first opportunities at Nassau that you benefited from, like being a student orientation leader and moving toward that?
So upon graduation from high school, I remember my guidance counselor was the one who really pushed me in the direction to come to Nassau. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have the best of grades, so my opportunities were somewhat limited, and his excitement in telling me about the hospitality program here at Nassau really got me excited to come on over to Nassau and start my, I guess, future
college career.
So forgive me?
Well, we were saying about being a student orientation leader at Nassau Community
Right.
College.
So because of my involvement in high school, I got a shout out and an offer to get involved with the student orientation program. So the student orientation program was very advantageous for students coming out of high school to understand a little bit more about, the college career and curriculum and about the campus life. So I got involved with that, and that really put me in the forefront with my fellow peers because I was being an orientation leader,
You knew a lot about the campus at that point.
So at that point, I knew a lot about the campus, and I knew some of the challenges when it came to parking.
Oh yes,
as we all know. But knowing how spread out the campus was and all the little departments, and hey, knowing that there was the radio station here at the campus. Was always, a plus two, and the television station.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you did other programs here at Nassau, but one of them as a student. Tell us about the travel abroad program you took.
So, so there was opportunity. Well, while I was as a student, after my first semester, there was an opportunity to do a travel abroad program. It was 15 hospitality students and 15 fashion students. And together they coordinated a program abroad. It was 6 weeks, and we got to do both hospitality related courses, whether it was cooking classes or we toured various vineyards, or then we also, tagged along with the fashion students and got to go to the fashion houses of Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and it was that program that really opened my eyes to, of course, the wanderlust to, travel and to, immerse yourself in other cultures, and that opportunity that Nassau gave me really opened my eyes to, the world and what I want to do in industry.
What are some of the places that you went to? Where did
so
you
we started in Italy, and so we of course did Rome and Florencia, and we went down to the Amalfi Coast, but then we spent some time in Piemonte in the Tuscany region, and then we went over to France. We were in Paris most of the time, and then we did go to Champagne and Cognac, which was a wonderful experience. And then we ended the trip in London.
Oh,
and girls, have you ever shopped in Harrods?
Yes, I did do that.
Let me tell you.
1996, I think.
I got to do that in 1994.
Yeah.
It's a girl's dream.
It was.
It's like if you ever go someplace, it was a girl's dream.
Yeah, and there's another store at Lewis's, which is a very famous store that's in Liverpool. And I remember shopping in there, and they have all these different tchotchkes that you can take home, but they're expensive. It's not like
expensive tchotchkes.
Yeah, expensive tchotchkes.
Yeah.
It's not Dollar Tree.
No.
Well, of course, at this time, Europe wasn't on the euro. This was when it was the pound.
Right,
exactly. Well, you're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today, Steve Urso, Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America sales consultant and an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department at Nassau Community College. So let's talk about your wine and spirits program. I mean, every student that calls in or that I speak with that has been with this program is so excited about it. They come back with so many great stories about how it built their character, yet alone opened up and broadened their horizons.
Wow.
Yes, you have
I am really happy to hear that.
Yeah. We did. We had a few students that we interviewed, and they said, the wine tasting class.
Yes, one of the students sat there and said that you're saying is wine is a social aspect.
Mm-hmm. And it is a social aspect. And of course, I'm all about teaching responsible consumption of alcohol. Let me always get that straight, straight out there, because it is something that needs to be consumed responsibly. But, when I went to develop the class, I got this opportunity to get involved with a grant here on campus, and it was bridging the European Union with community colleges here in the States, and it took place in Nova Scotia. And I remember when I had attended this event, and I had my little name tag that said Steve Urso, Hospitality Department at Nassau Community College, and everybody was asking me, "Oh, what is it you're here to develop?" And I says, "Well, I'm looking to develop this, a wine and spirits class." And then at that time, everybody just started looking at me, and then, they were coming over, and their tags said, "Oh, a doctorate of psychology or architecture." And I had like my Oprah aha moment, and I said, wow, everybody is interested in wine and spirits or food. And so we were at this cocktail party and this symposium, and everyone was asking me, how do you pair this food with this wine, and so on and so forth. So I just had that moment where I was like, wow, this class is really going to be special because it's going to be something that everyone's going to want to get involved with.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, and I think it's so interesting because it allows people to be involved with something that is a social part of life as well. So
Absolutely.
You can sort of hang out but try and talk about it and still be in that social realm.
I kind of say it's a finishing class, so that it's really nice to, like, when you go to a restaurant, to be able to pick up a menu and be knowledgeable how to pronounce, let's say, the grape varietals, to know the districts in the areas, to know the difference with brown spirits and light spirits. So really that is what I like to get the class involved with. And ladies, you'd be really happy to know that sommeliers, or let's say a wine steward or a wine captain, a sommelier is a profession in the wine industry. The largest growing category right now is women. And it's always been a male-dominated industry. So I really encourage my students, especially the young ladies, that, this could be a terrific career to get into. And, working in lavish resorts, hotels, Vegas, that kind of thing.
Yeah, when people say, I'm a wine connoisseur, what does that mean to you when someone says that?
Well, to me, a wine connoisseur would probably be somebody who is a collector, somebody who understands and has the knowledge of the grape varietals, the styles, the mouthfeel, knowing how to pair food and wines, and understanding the acidity levels and the levels of sugar. It's all those components that come together that really can make you a, let's say, connoisseur. And with the students, it's interesting. I love during a semester to watch their palates develop, because in the beginning they don't really know how to express themselves or how to approach the wine. But I'm really happy to say that we do pour real wine. When the class first started, it was Welch's grape juice. So that was kind of tragic. But now we have our own Cuvée system, and I have wines from around the world that we get to taste and understand the characters of.
And then the students learn about, let's say if you're having a certain dish, if you have veal, do you have a white wine or do you have a red wine? Or is it choice, or is that something specific to the wine industry?
Well, that's a very good question. And a lot of people say that red wine goes with meat and white wine goes with fish. And that's not necessarily the case. What's important is understanding the balance of the wine to balance with the food. You never want the wine to overpower the food, nor the food to overpower the wine. So by understanding, the different levels of acidity in the wine as you consume it, you then get a better understanding on how to pair it with the food that you're eating. So it's more about the weight of the wine goes with the weight of the food.
That's something.
That's an easy little key there to know. And of course, I always say Pinot Noir, for example. I call that the bisexual of wines because it goes either way. It's a very sexy wine that can go with most meat or fish. Very food friendly.
I love that wine. So you're also bringing students to wine countries out here, right?
Correct. Well, we do every semester. We do a trip out to Long Island Vineyards. As you know, Long Island Vineyards have really come up in the ranking, which is really a wonderful thing.
Well, when we come back, we're going to hear about the Long Island Vineyards.
You are listening to Lion Tales. Today's guest is a sales consultant for Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America and an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department. Steve Urso is also a proud alumni of Nassau Community College. My name is Lynnda, Nadien, along with Aurora Workman on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Okay, so maybe you didn't finish or broke your New Year's resolution to get to the gym or start that project you had kept on the back burner since, well, okay, the dawn of time. I get it. That's okay. But there's one thing you can do to get back that inspiration, that can-do spirit. Perhaps you or someone you know has a vehicle that they don't drive anymore. Why not consider donating it to the National Federation of the Blind? All you have to do is call 866